today was fine. In Brooklyn, Michigan, at the Polly's, gasoline between 3.30 and 3.50 a gallon, and there doesn't seem to be any problem. Anything condition green in Jackson County. Certainly looking forward to tomorrow. And with that, back to net control, K8LCS.
K8LCS from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining tonight, Lance. Thank you for that green report out of Jackson County as well. And we had you at darn near 25 over tonight. Good solid signal coming out of Jackson County as always. So thank you for joining tonight. And we're going to drop down to Randy out of Southern Berry County. KC8 QNR. Randy, what's the status out there in Berry County this evening?
Good evening, Dan, and everybody on the net. I would say green in Berry County. And diesel 315 to 360. The roads are clear and dry, and we're just waiting for spring. QNR back in net control.
KC8 QNR, Randy out of Berry County. Well, thank you for that green report out of Berry County, Randy. Spring's a little bit of a long wait, but yeah, we're all going to be waiting for that. Thanks for taking a moment to join us tonight. Your signal report was you were floating around the noise floor on my end. I had you at about an S8, and my noise floor is right at S8 this evening, but I didn't have any problem pulling your audio out of it. So you're getting through, just not as quite as bright as I would like to see you be. With that, we're going to drop down to Mike, KDA-YZV out of Mecosta County. Mike, what's the status over there in Mecosta County this evening?
Thanks a lot, Dan. This is Mike in Mecosta, KDA-YZV, and good evening to everybody on frequency. Condition green in Mecosta County, as being reported for the last week or two. Noticed Walmart, the eggs, they were only about 1/4 the normal quantity they would carry, and the cheapest they had was around $8 a dozen, so very pricey. Myers was much better off. They did have some eggs that were certified cage-free that were much closer to $5 for a dozen. The roads are relatively clear and dry over here, at least the main road. Some of the back roads are still a little slippery. Fuel prices are running from $2.90 to about $3.30 for unleaded, and diesel is running around $3.40 to $3.60. With that, back to net control, W5DMH from KD8YZV.
KDA-YZV from W5DMH. Well, thank you for that green report out of Mecosta County this evening, Mike. Thanks for taking the time to join us. Signal report-wise, you were at 20 over, which isn't unusual for you, but your audio was kind of pounding. Dramatically better audio than normal, front-forward audio. I don't know how else to phrase that. Your audio was way on top compared to what it normally is. With that, we're going to drop down to Leonard in Oakland County, 88FK. Leonard, what is the status in Oakland County tonight?
Well, Dan and others in the group here, the status is green in Oakland County. Food and gas is available. Obviously, prices are going up, but fuel is pretty much around $3 a gallon. So, no other news than that. Back to you, Dan, from 88FK.
88FK from W5DMH. Well, I had you at 30 over there, Leonard. I don't know what you're doing down there, but you're extracting every watt you can squeeze out of that bad boy, because that's the brightest signal I think I've ever seen from you. Good job on that, and thank you for that green report out of Oakland County this evening as well. With that, we're going to switch over to John over in Tuscola County, WAAALQ. John, what's the status in Tuscola County on the western side of Tuscola County this evening?
Okay, this is WAALQ, Murphy Lake, western side of Tuscola County. And I want to say hello to everyone. Condition here is green. And we got gas at Sam's Club, and I just checked, it's still $2.67 a gallon at Sam's Club in Flint. In Vassar, we're seeing gas at $2.99. And I have not gone to buy eggs, so I expect them to be high, but I couldn't tell you what they are at this point. The store shelves appear to be well stocked, and the roads have been and dry in this area from Millington to Vassar with clear sailing. So this is WA8ALQ back to net control.
WA8ALQ from W5DMH. Well, I got a 10 over signal for you over here in beautiful Mayville, Michigan. Not much of a hop. I'm thinking you're probably getting ground signal to me rather than over the air. But thank you for that green report out of Western Tuscola County this evening, John. And that brings us down to John in Waldo County, Maine, KB1ROT. John, what's the status out there in Waldo County this evening?
Well, good evening. We've got green across the board here. I'm getting green 20 to 30 plus over. You're moving through tonight. Gas is 280 a gallon, 280 to 285. Eggs is $4.30. I hope I'm getting through okay. I'm taking about 300 watts tonight.
Yeah, you were doing good right up until you said 300 watts, and then you dropped out right after you said 300 watts. But you were doing fine up to that. I was seeing you bouncing around with 5 over.
Oh, excellent. We're getting through a little bit better now. We got about 8 degrees out now, but another storm to clear up. KB1 ROC, back to net.
Thanks for that green report out of Waldo County, Maine tonight, John. Appreciate you taking the time to join us. And yeah, you were getting through just fine on that 300 watts there, 5 over signal. You have one little drop out there, but other than that, you were fine. That brings us down to Kevin out in Kent County, KEAVN. Kevin, what's the status out in Kent County this evening?
KEAVN here. Yeah, status here is green. I got gas, I think it was today. It was 314. Grocery stores all stocked. I went to the gun store today, or not today, this week, and everything was stocked up there. Had a lot of tools to choose from, and a lot of ammo there, so that's all good to go there too. So with that, I'll turn it back to net control. KE8VN.
KEAVN from W5DMH. Well, thank you for that green report out of Kent County tonight, Kevin. Your signal was 20 over, but your audio sounded more like 40 over. Your audio just outstanding, very bright. Good solid signal, though, and basically a full quieting signal coming out of Kent County tonight. Thanks again for taking the time to join us, and that'll bring us down to Paul over in Eastern Tuscola County, KB9WLC. Paul, what's the status over there in Eastern Tuscola County this evening?
Well, we're looking green over here. Eastern Tuscola and Western Sanilac looks good. Gas $2.99. Grocery stores look good. I think last time I saw eggs at the store, they were still $4. I don't know what the update on that is, but we don't buy eggs anyway. Let's KB9WLC back to that.
KB9WLC from W5DMH. Well, thanks for that green report out of Eastern Tuscola County, Western Sanilac County. And your signal report, you were doing 20 over tonight, Paul. Good solid signal coming out of Eastern Tuscola County. And that brings us down to KE8NLE, Mike over in Kalamazoo County. Mike, what's the status in Kalamazoo County this evening?
This is KE8NLE, Mike in Kalamazoo. Status here is green, just like everyone else I've heard so far. Our gas prices are similar. I see maybe 310 to 330, somewhere in that range, and I wasn't paying attention to diesel. I did go to the store the last couple days. Shelves were fine. Like I've heard, the eggs were a little slim, and I wasn't really paying attention to the price. I've got picked a couple dozen up at Aldi's just the other week, and still have plenty in the fridge that I kind of stocked up on. So nothing more to add. This will be my one time tonight. I'm hearing everybody really, really good though. Everybody was a really nice, clear copy that I've heard on the band here in the net. So everybody have a great night, good week. KE8NLE.
KE8NLE from W5DMH. Well, you got a booming signal tonight, Mike. I had you at almost 20 over. Most of your transmission and your audio is coming through outstanding. Very good signal. The band's being very friendly to everybody tonight. Thank you for that green report out of Kalamazoo County. And that brings us down to Sparky out in Montcalm County, KE8FDT. Sparky, what's the status of Montcalm County tonight?
Yeah, this is K8FDT, Sparky from Montcalm. Everything seems to be green. Gas is between 3 and 319. The egg situation, my wife went to Walmart, I think it was Walmart, and all she could find was just a very few, like half dozens. But then she went to Myers and she was able to get some. But yeah, they're a little on the pricier side. But other than that, everything seems to be pretty green. And I'll just be my one time. I won't be here for the second round. You know, they're doing a couple things a day. But thank you again, Dan, for hosting that. And I'll be clear. Back to you, Dan.
K8FTT, Sparky out of Montcalm County. Thank you for that green report. Thanks for taking a moment to join us tonight. Had you with a 10 over signal. Good audio. Thanks for bringing that to us as well. And before we jump to Bill down in Macomb County, I'm going to throw it out there for anybody listening out of state. You know, I know John's out there, but I think we have some other listeners out in Ohio and Wisconsin and so on. And we keep talking about eggs here in Michigan. And the reason we are is because our illustrious tyrant of a governor passed a law forcing all the stores to only sell free-range eggs, which is causing a massive egg shortage in Michigan and causing a huge spike in egg prices. So that's why you're hearing all this chatter about eggs here in Michigan. And with that, I'm going to take it down to Bill in Macomb County, K8OB. Bill, what's the status of Macomb County this evening?
Good evening, Dan, and everyone on frequencies. K8OB here in Macomb County. I'd have to give Macomb County a green report. Fuel's ready and available. I actually got fuel today at $2.99 a gallon. And my wife is currently at the grocery store, and I told her, she sent me a text. And she said, everything looks pretty stocked. She said, there are eggs, but just not as stocked as they used to be. And she actually sent me a photo of the shelves where they keep all the eggs. And it's like maybe half full. But yeah, they're just not as plentiful as they once were. So I don't know how long this is going to last for. So, and it is a crispy 19 degrees out here in Macomb County. So with that, I'd say everything's still pretty green here in Macomb County. So K8OB, back to net control.
K8OB from W5DMH. Bill, I got you at almost 40 over tonight. I mean, you're just flirting with 40. And the audio is typical FM broadcast quality audio. So thanks for taking a moment to join us this evening, and nice green report out of Macomb County as well. That brings us to the bottom of the net. So I'm going to flip over to the chat screen. So we've got the signal chat. We got Tim W8 LLC out of Berry County reporting green for Berry County. We got Dave and Sonia over here in Lapeer County near me reporting green yellow due to the egg law and the shortage that they've seen in Imlay City. Gas has been $2.76 for several weeks now in North Branch, which shame on me. I should have gone there to buy gas. Doug down in Lapeer is green yellow. Only issue is eggs at Kroger. Just a few dozen organic and $5 and $6 a dozen for eggs. Gas at $2.89 a gallon. I don't know how I got jammed for $3.28 a gallon for gas yesterday. I'm just appalled. So that brings us to the bottom of the net. We're going to throw it out there for any late lagging check-ins. Any late lagging check-ins for the Midwest Prepper Report Net? Call now with your call sign, your county, and your name to Whiskey 5 Delta Mike Hotel.
This is KE8OQ, Myra in Lapeer.
Any other late lagging check-ins for the NPR Net? Call now. Nothing heard, so we're going to go ahead and take your traffic, Myra. Thank you for joining tonight, KE8FOQ. Myra, what's the status in your area of Lapeer County this evening?
This is KE8FOQ, Lapeer's green. I was just out. I just got home. That's why I got on here late. But I saw gas for $3.15 while I was out. So I don't know where it's at 270 something in Lapeer, but I haven't seen it. Yesterday I was seeing 319 also. I did I was picking up an online order, so I really don't know what shape the shelves are in. They were out of a couple of things that I ordered, but nothing major. So that's about it here in Lapeer. Back to you, Dan. This is KE8FOQ.
KE8FOQ from W5DMH. Well, thanks for joining tonight, Myra. Thanks for the green report out of Lapeer County as well. And your signal report was a good, solid bouncing between 10 and 20 over. As long as you eat that microphone, you get a rock solid signal. So keep doing that. Thanks for joining us again tonight. So that brings us off to the bottom of the net. We're going to roll back up to the top of the net. K8LCS Lance out of Jackson County. Anything additional for the net this evening?
No, nothing additional here, Dan. Good net, and we did shop eggs yesterday, and at the local Polly's Country Market, we found the Eggland's Best 18 pack for $5 1/4, and they did have some organics for around $4 a dozen. So $5 1/4 on the 18 pack. So that's not terrible. I think a lot of this has got to do also with the bird flu pandemic scam that they're trying to work up to. I think is playing a part of it. So although there's plenty of blame to go along to our big greasy governor. 7-3 everybody. Have a good night, and let's pray for our president tomorrow. This is K8LCS Jackson County, now clear.
K8LCS, thank you very much for joining tonight, Lance. Appreciate it, and appreciate the additional comments. And you know, I have chickens, and we get a fair amount of eggs through the warmer months, and they've just started cutting me off here recently, where I'm only getting one egg here and there. But I was lucky or smart enough, or I think it was more luck than anything, that I water glassed, I don't know how many dozens of eggs. I've got, I don't know, 20 jars of eggs down here in the root cellar. So, or in the cellar, not the root cellar. So I'm all set to get me through spring if I have to, but I'm still keeping an eye on the whole egg thing. And with that, I'm going to drop down to Randy out of Berry County, KC8QNR. Randy, anything additional for the net tonight?
I guess not. Sounds everybody coming in loud and clear. And just enjoy your weekend. 73, KC8QNR, back to net.
KC8QNR from W5DMH. You were actually a lot brighter on that second transmission. You were hitting me at darn near 20 over that time, Randy. So that takes us down to Mike in Mecosta County, KD8YZV. Anything additional for the net this evening, Mike?
Once again, thanks a lot, Dan. Thanks a lot for running the net. This is Mike in Mecosta, call sign KD8YZV. Yeah, a correction to something I said earlier. Can't read my own chicken scratching, no pun intended. It was $4.38, not $8. It was $4.38 for that dozen eggs at Walmart. So not quite as bad as the 8. And I want to step up onto my soapbox for just a moment. And was talking to a ham friend of mine recently about the fact that a lot of people want to listen only and don't want to participate. And you guys don't realize, and ladies, how important it is for you to get on. And even if you just get on and say it's green here, that really helps a lot to know that the counties are fine here in Michigan and in the Midwest. So I really want to encourage everybody to continue to participate. And if you got any friends, ask those folks to participate as well. So I'll step down off my soapbox. I will give a shout out to Bill, by the way. I always appreciate him in here because he's my canary in the coal mine, so to speak. With that, back to W5DMH from KD8YZV.
KD8YZV from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining tonight, Mike. We appreciate you every Sunday. We're going to drop down to Leonard in Oakland County, 88FK. Anything additional for the net tonight, Leonard?
No, but I'd like to know how Bill is a canary in a coal mine. I have to think about that one a little bit. I guess we're having a little fun at Bill's expense here, but no additional for the net tonight, Dan. But thanks again for calling it, and we'll send it back to you. 88FK.
88FK from W5DMH. Well, honestly, Leonard, you're kind of a canary in a coal mine as well, because we look at that from you guys are right there in the thick of it, in the middle of the city, and where honestly, I'm a coward. I don't want to be there. You guys, I lived down there for a period of time, pretty close to where Bill lives, and I was down there for 10 years, and that was 10 years too much. What you guys telegraph out of the city is of critical importance to us. So that's where Mike's coming from, the canary in a coal mine phrase. With that, we're going to drop down to John in Tuscola County, WA8ALQ. Anything additional for the net tonight, John?
This is WA8ALQ, Tuscola County. Nothing additional, but now you've got me looking up water glassing eggs. And seems like we used to do it with sodium silica, sodium silicate or something like that, which was a gooey stuff. But there's other methods of doing it, I guess. So that's an interesting topic on how you can take eggs and store them for a long period of time in a cool place. So that's a good topic for discussion for another time, I guess. But anyway, nothing further here. This is WA8ALQ, Murphy Lake, Tuscola County.
WA8ALQ from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining tonight, John. And honestly, you might be right on the technical term for the lime that we use. I use pickling lime for it. Can't use barn lime. It's got to be pickling lime, so it's a little bit different. But the correct terminology might be exactly what you called it. With that, we're going to drop down to John out in Waldo County, KB1ROT, out in Waldo County, Maine. John, anything additional for the net this evening? Negative copy on John out there in Waldo County. We'll look for him again next Sunday. So that brings us down to Kevin in Kent County, KEAVN. Anything additional for the net tonight, Kevin?
KEAVN here. No, nothing additional for the net that I can think of. Just want to let you know you're coming in 30 over plus. Yeah, you're booming in here. Sound really good. So I hope everybody has a good rest of their week out there. KEAVN, back to net control.
KAVN from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining tonight, Kevin. Yeah, I got you running just about 30 over right now, too. Outstanding audio as well, so really good signal coming out of Kent County. That brings us down to Paul in Tuscola County, KB9WLC. Paul, anything additional for the net tonight?
Nothing additional. This is KB9WLC back to net, and thanks W5DMH for doing the net, and I'll be clear.
Fantastic, Paul. Thanks for joining tonight. Always good to have you here over here in eastern Tuscola County. That brings us down to, let's see, we got Mike out in Kalamazoo County, was one time, one and done, and Sparky was one and done. So that brings us down to Bill in Macomb County, K8OB, our favorite canary. Bill, anything additional for the net tonight?
Not too much more to add, Dan, other than thanks for running the net as usual. And yeah, the propagation seems to be very well tonight. I'm hearing everybody really good and strong. And you're tickling 40 over. Good strong signal as usual. And as far as being a canary, I'll take that comment any day of the week. And I think Leonard should be included as well, being that we're down here in the city. So if things start going south, going bad, we'll be the first to let you know, and it's good that all of us here can stay in contact, regardless of where we're at. Either down here in the city or up there up north in the northern area. So it's a good thing. Good thing we got going on here and staying in contact and sharing information. So with that, K8OB, back to net control.
K8OB from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining tonight, Bill. What we say, no net is complete without K8OB. So this net will be complete as soon as we get through Myra coming up next. KE8FOQ Myra out of Lapeer County. Anything additional for the net tonight?
This is KE8FOQ. I really don't have anything additional. I did do a cold weather prep survival class at Tammy's yesterday, so that was kind of fun. But other than that, thanks for hosting the net again, and you guys have a great week. This is KE8FOQ.
KE8FOQ from W5DMH. Well, thanks again for joining us tonight, Myra. We appreciate it. And that brings us to the bottom of the net. We're going to throw it out there for any late lagging check-ins. Any late lagging check-ins, call now with your call sign, your county, and your name to Whiskey 5, Delta Mike Hotel.
Comment?
Go for comment.
Yeah, Bill, K8OB. We meet as a ham group. We meet at the Cozy Cabin Restaurant on 12 miles just east of DeQuinder. If you ever on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock, if you're disposed to like to put an eyeball on each other, we'd meet you there. With that, back to you, Dan. Thank you.
No problem, Leonard. Any other comments out there? Bring them now.
Comment?
Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Leonard. K8OB, Bill here. Thanks for the invite. I typically work afternoons, so I don't get off work until sometimes the wee hours of the mornings. But I'd like to say thank you anyway for the invite, and catch you on down the log, Leonard, to 88FK from K8OB and back to W5DMH.
Okay.
Was there another comment there?
Yeah, hey Dan, can you real quick give me your recipe for water storing the eggs?
Off the top of my head, I want to say it's done in weight, and it's like 1 ounce to, I want to say it was 1 ounce to 1 quart, but no, that's not right. Maybe it's 1 ounce to 1 liter. I can't remember, but I have to get the scale out, and I have to actually weigh the pickling lime before I mix it and put the eggs in it. But it's like 1 ounce of pickling lime by weight to like 1 liter of water, if I remember correctly. But if you want to email me, I'll dig out my recipe for it and I'll email it to you.
Yeah, that's okay. I've been reading on the internet and reading up on it previously. I just wanted to see what yours was, and does it work okay for you then?
Yeah, it seems to be working fine. I mean, I started doing it in August, and I pulled some out a couple of weeks ago from August, and they were fine.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's one thing I'll add to my inventory here. I can also relay to everybody on frequency that I have saved a Claxon fruitcake for 10 years, and I just ate it last year, and it was 100% as good as it was when it was new, and makes a perfect survival food. 7-3 from K8LCS.
Yeah, go comment.
Yeah, one other thing, guys, that we do is to pickle the eggs. Now, not everybody likes pickled eggs, but to those who do, boy, those sure are delicious. I got to tell you that. So, with that, this is KD8YZV 73s, everybody. Let's pray for tomorrow. I will be clear.
Yeah, I gotta throw it out there. Sonia's in the live chat, and she said use 1 ounce of pickling lime to 1 quart of water. Doug and Lapeer is saying you can use pickle juice, but I don't think that's correct. You end up with pickled eggs instead of glassed eggs. But I may be wrong there. But it's pickling lime is what you're after. And John may have had the correct chemical name for it. I'm not sure. But we're over time. We're probably trouncing on an East Coast net right now. So I'm going to call the ball, return the frequency back to its previous use. Thank you all for joining on both the live chat and on the air. This is Whiskey 5 Delta Mike Hotel. I will be clear upon your finals.
88FK, 73.
Clear.
KC8QNR clear.